Hey guys, welcome to another Diwali card on my YouTube channel. This time I have decided to use non-traditional sizes while making Diwali, and the one that I'm making can be perfectly the same logic can be used to create a slimline card. For those of you who are into card making, you know slimline is all the rave these days. So what I'm doing is I'm creating two bases for my money envelopes. Now, if you missed out my money envelope on how I made my own money envelopes, etc., I'll link that video for you on the right hand corner at the top, so you can check out how I did my own money envelopes. I'll also link the video in the description below for you all. Anyways, the money envelope measures 4 by 7 inches, and that is why I was just creating another you could say a base for that money envelope. So once I'm done blending and doing, all the stamping, designing, etc., I'll stick this to the top of my money envelope. So that is what was the idea that I was going with. So I start off with a Craft Angles dual textured white cardstock. Now this measures 3.75 inches by 6.75 inches. So that is what I was cutting at the start of the video. And then what I'm doing is I'm deciding on where I want stamping, etc. to be done. Now here I had decided to create more of a scene like background. That is one of the fun part of making slimline cards because you have a lot of space that you can use to create a scene, etc., which would normally be difficult in a A2 card. So that is why I prefer making slimline cards. And here I wanted to create a Diwali scene cards. Now I honestly have a few more ideas, but I don't think I'll be able to do it before Diwali. However, do keep an eye out. I may do it post Diwali as well, and I'll use them probably next year. So what I do is I have just created a simple Diwali scene where I have lanterns hanging from a string, and I'm going to create a whole blended background to look like sky, and then I'll be lighting the lanterns with some yellow inks to give them an illusion of a glow. And that was what was the idea that I was going with. And I will create two variations of these scenes because since this was the first time that I was doing it, I decided rather to have two sample pieces with me ready because I was not sure whether it's gonna work or not. And you'll see that my first attempt was not that great. However, I realized what went wrong and I fixed that in my second attempt, and that came out really well. So for my the second piece that I'm stamping right now, it's the same size, 3.75 by 6.75 inches. And instead of, manually creating a string with the Sakura Pigma Micron pens, I decided to use Craft Angles Festive Light stamp. This is an older release by Craft Angles, and I'm stamping everything with Versafine Onyx Black ink, which is my go-to ink pad, waterproof ink. And then I'll be stringing the lanterns from that whole string that we have created. So essentially, I'm creating the same scene. However, I'm just, changing few things here and there to make a different scene out of it. And then we'll start blending it. Now the acrylic block that I'm using is Tubby acrylic block. I do have a stamp platform. However, I try and use acrylic blocks in the videos just to show you guys that it is absolutely possible to stamp with acrylic block. You don't need a stamping block. However, if you want to invest, you can definitely do that. Now the center lantern which I'm stamping over here is again from an older Craft Angle stamp set called Festival of Lights. Again, link of all the products guys I use in any of my videos you'll find in the description of the YouTube or in my blog post. So, please feel free to check that. I normally link out everything that you ask for so that if you guys want to replicate the same thing, you can do that. Now for this again, I'm stamping Diwali sentiment, and this is from a newly released Craft Angles mini stamp set. And I have just added Happy Diwali. That's it. So I did not want to make it, I did not want to add a lot of things because I wanted the blending to stand out rather than, making it a lot about stamping. So these are some of the note cards that I have created. Again, if you would have missed out my two videos where I create these note cards, they'll be in the description below. So you can check those videos out as well. So as I said, trying out non-traditional sizes these time, which are not your typical A2 cards. So I'm using two kinds of brushes to create these blended background scene. The first is Craftangle's ink blending brushes, and these smaller brushes are one of my first buy, which I got from Amazon. So these are your makeup brushes, and you can see they work equally well. Especially the smaller brushes are perfect if you want to, create a blended scene like how I am doing over here. Then it really helps to have such kind of smaller brushes. Now, instead of using yellow lights, you could have switched it up and used red, green, whatever colors you want to use. So you're free to do that. Just make sure that whenever, because over here you can see that I went along with my, again, this is also a makeup brush that I'm using over here. And I have started going on top of yellow while I was doing this ink blending. And wherever that yellow and green met, in certain areas, it created that greenish kind of a background, which did not create that perfect look, it did not, because yellow and blue when mixed together creates green, and distress ink is reactive when, two colors are mixed together, or it reacts with layers because after all it is not waterproof. So that is one thing you have to be extremely careful of distress ink or any other dye ink. If you are creating the layered look, make sure that if you're creating a blended scene, you don't mix a lot of contradictory colors in the color wheel together. Like I know yellow and blue creates green whenever they combine, and that is why I should not have gone with a lot of blue on top of yellow. I should have kept some place, some white space in between those. And over here you can see that because I went with a lot of blue on top of the yellow, my yellow dulled down. And just to bring that yellow back again, what I did was I added more of a yellow and then I blended it out even further with another dry brush. Again, all these brushes that I am using are makeup brushes. And what that created was a halo look. However, still, I felt this was not as good as a blended background as I could have done. So all these issues that were created over here, I fixed them in my next piece, and that is what you'll be seeing. But the colors that I have used are mustard seed for the yellow and broken china, and this is chipped sapphire, which is a dark blue. So I've used these two colors to create the sky, and I have in between what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and blending the blues just to create a more blended background. Now over here the blending was breeze because I have used a cardstock specifically meant for blending. I will link down my video below where I have tested a lot of cardstock which are good for blending, and you can check that out. And at the end of it I realized that Craftangle's dual textured white was the perfect cardstock for ink blending, and that is what I have used over here. Now, just to take away my eyes from, small issues that were there in the earlier card, I have added some splatters. As I have said in my last videos, those are a perfect way to just take away your eyes from small issues that are there on cards. Just add some splatters and, they draw your eye away from small irregularities. Now over here you will see that I have started doing the same thing. I went off with yellow, and then what I did was I blended it there itself. So wherever I felt that I wanted to create that glow-like effect, instead of doing it later on, I decided to do it right now. And now you will see that I am being extra careful wherever there are lanterns. I'm not going a lot, I'm not going adjacent to the yellow part, and I'm making sure that there is some white area left between yellow and blue so that I don't get any green. So whenever you are blending two colors, make sure that especially when you are creating such kind of sky, etc., where it's okay that you can still blend one next to each other, then in such cases you need to make sure that you don't go extremely, the colors don't get combined. And In sky you can definitely keep some white area. It will not look bad, or it will not take away from the illusion that you are creating a sky. So it was completely okay for me to have some white areas. However, if you are not okay with having white areas, etc., I would suggest you mask the area. So I could have created mask out of stamp masking paper by craft angles, and put it on top of the lanterns and then did some blending. However, I wanted to create that glow outside of the lanterns, and that is why I did not do that. However, if you don't want that glow kind of a thing going around, then you could definitely mask it and then do your blending. That ways you will not have to worry about two colors mixing together. Like if you are doing a flower scene in the sky, then you can mask it. For the splatters on both the cards, I have used Craftangle Shooting Star Liquid Watercolor. This is plain shimmer watercolor, and you will see the shine once I tilt it in light, and it really looks like stars. So I really like the whole look that it gives out. And then what I'm doing is I'm just adding some red tacky tape on the back of this cardstock, and I'll stick it on the top of my money envelope that I created. And that will complete my two money envelopes for Diwali. Again, fairly simple and something new that I learned. I hope you also learned something with me. I do have a couple of more Diwali videos that I'll share with you all. I'll try and bring them out this week itself. So, you have enough time if you wish to recreate. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, please take care and be safe. And if you like my videos, don't forget to like, comment, and do consider subscribing. Bye bye.